Karen tried to ban tactical vests in public. Police reminded her it's legal under state law. Have you ever witnessed someone so convinced they're right that they'll stop at nothing to enforce their view only to crash headfirst into reality? In a quiet Florida suburb, Karen Mitchell, a local HOA president with a knack for control, sparked a firestorm when she tried to outlaw tactical vests in her community. Convinced they were a threat to neighborhood safety, she rallied her followers, only to find herself outmaneuvered by a determined veteran, a no-nonsense police officer, and the cold, hard truth of state law. What unfolded was a clash of wills, a lesson in humility, and a reminder that passion doesn't trump facts. Karen Mitchell wasn't just any HOA president. She ruled Sunny Palms with an iron grip, her clipboard a scepter of authority. When she noticed Jake Turner, a retired Marine, walking his dog while wearing a tactical vest, her alarm bells went off. To Karen, the vest, black, bulky, and bristling with pouches, screamed danger. Jake, a soft-spoken man who'd served 2 tours in Afghanistan, wore it for practical reasons. It held his phone, keys, and medical supplies for his chronic back pain, a lingering gift from his service. But Karen saw a militarized menace and decided tactical vests had no place in her pristine community. She called an emergency HOA meeting, rallying neighbors with tales of potential threats and escalating violence. Her solution? A blanket ban on tactical vests in public spaces within Sunny Palms. "We can't have people looking like they're ready for war," she declared, her voice trembling with conviction. The truth, however, was less dramatic. Florida law clearly states that civilians can purchase and wear tactical vests, provided they haven't been convicted of a felony. Jake's vest wasn't even body armor, just a utility vest designed for convenience, not combat. But Karen, fueled by her vision of a safer neighborhood, ignored this. She drafted a petition, gathered signatures from her loyalists, and marched to the local police station to demand enforcement. "These vests make people feel unsafe," she argued to Officer Ramirez, a veteran cop known for her calm demeanor. Ramirez listened patiently, then explained, "Ma'am, there's no state law prohibiting tactical vests. As long as the wearer isn't committing a crime, they're within their rights." Karen's face reddened. "But I'm protecting the community," she insisted, clutching her petition like a shield. Unfazed, Karen escalated her campaign. She posted flyers around Sunny Palms warning of dangerous trends and urging residents to report anyone wearing a tactical vest. She even confronted Jake directly, banging on his door one evening. "You're scaring people," she snapped, pointing at his vest hanging by the door. Jake, ever calm, explained its purpose: medical supplies, not malice. But Karen wasn't listening. She stormed off, vowing to take her case to the city council. Enter Sarah, an unexpected ally. A local journalist and single mom, Sarah had been covering HOA disputes for the town paper. She'd grown tired of Karen's overreach. Last month, it was a ban on unsightly garden gnomes. Sarah attended the next HOA meeting, where Karen presented her ban with a PowerPoint of blurry vest photos and crime statistics she'd cherry-picked from the internet. Sarah stood up, her voice steady but sharp. "Karen, have you checked Florida's laws? Tactical vests are legal. You're pushing a rule that's unenforceable and targeting a veteran for no reason." The room buzzed. Karen, flustered, doubled down, claiming community standards trumped state law. The confrontation came to a head at the city council meeting. Karen, armed with her petition and a rehearsed speech, faced off against Jake, who'd reluctantly agreed to speak after Sarah's encouragement. The council chamber was packed: neighbors, veterans, and even a few airsoft enthusiasts who'd caught wind of the drama. Karen went first, painting a dire picture of militarized civilians roaming Sunny Palms. She cited the Buffalo shooting, where the gunman wore body armor, implying Jake's vest was a step towards such horrors. The crowd murmured, some nodding in fear. Then Jake took the podium. His voice was quiet but firm. "I wore worse than this vest to protect this country," he said, holding up his utility vest. "It carries my medication, my water, my phone. It's not armor. It's not a weapon. It's my right." He paused, then added, "And Florida law agrees." Officer Ramirez, present at the council's request, reiterated the legal stance: tactical vests, unless used in a crime, were perfectly legal. The twist came when Sarah revealed her research. She dug into Karen's petition and found half the signatures were from non-residents, some as far as Miami, gathered online from Karen's social media rants. The council, unimpressed, questioned Karen's credibility. "You've misrepresented the law and the facts," one counselor said sternly. Karen's face fell, her clipboard trembling in her hands. The crowd, once split, now leaned toward Jake. A retired teacher stood up, sharing how she wore a similar vest for hiking, carrying supplies for her diabetes. A hunter chimed in, saying his vest was standard for carrying gear. Karen's threat was unraveling. Her ban wasn't just illegal, it was absurdly out of touch. Karen's campaign collapsed like a house of cards. The council unanimously rejected her proposal, citing state law and the lack of evidence tying tactical vests to crime in Sunny Palms. Humiliated, Karen tried to save face, muttering about future safety measures, but the room had turned. Neighbors who'd once backed her now whispered about her overreach. Jake, ever gracious, approached her after the meeting. "I don't want bad blood," he said. "Let's just live and let live." Karen, tight-lipped, nodded and left. Days later, she resigned as HOA president, citing personal reasons. Rumors swirled she'd moved to a condo in a neighboring town where HOAs had less power. In the aftermath, Sunny Palms found a new rhythm. Jake became an informal advisor to the new HOA board, advocating for practical rules over knee-jerk bans. Sarah's article on the saga went viral locally, sparking discussions about personal freedom and community overreach. The story wasn't just about a vest, it was about standing up to fear-driven control, about respecting the law and the people who live by it. Jake's quiet resilience, Sarah's sharp reporting, and Officer Ramirez's steady hand reminded everyone that truth and reason could still prevail. What do you think? Was Karen's fear understandable, or did she go too far in trying to control her community? Should personal freedom to wear something like a tactical vest outweigh perceived safety concerns, or is there a balance to strike? Share your thoughts. Let's dig into what's right, what's wrong, and where we draw the line.